Okay, so let's first off, remember how I always say, get a feel for the buttons and establish what they are. Feel free to check my video before, because Ryu, he's like the bread and butter, but JP is different. What you guys need to realize is that he is a full screen zoner. He specializes in keeping his opponents out and not being able to get in, whilst also having some tricks like being able to teleport. So he's not a traditional zoner in the sense. He can also mix you up a bit. So yeah, if you're not a big fan of keeping people out, this character right away might not be for you. He can be a bit tricky and very confusing. Just look at his trials. But he doesn't have a very high execution ceiling, so he's more of a strain on your brain than your fingers. So realize that about JP. Also, he has very weird normals. Just look at his walk speed. He's not a very fast character. Look at his dash speed, right? We gotta establish how the character works. He does have some really long buttons, just like round start. This is, well, not super long, but you know, he can reach mid-screen. This is heavy, by the way. Heavy is usually the farthest reaching move. Same with his heavy kick. His heavy kick does move him forward, but this is a very situational button. I don't really see people using this a lot outside of keeping you on the ground. So realize that JP doesn't have range with his buttons. He's not a character you are specifically. When you're doing these at this kind of range, or you're doing it to check them, right? So another thing about JP is that he does not have cancelable normals from his range. His longest move besides like standing, this is longer than his heavy. So let that sink in. All his long ranging moves you cannot cancel. They are purely there to check people. So they're like, okay, cool, stay away, right? His cancelable move right here is close medium, is cancelable. And the heavy one that I mentioned earlier also is, but heavies are slow. So this is like a move that you use to keep out, like, oh, did they mess something up? Punish. And then you get him full screen. By the way, that we'll get into the core gameplay of what G-Spot footsies with this character from long range and keeping people out. No, like you want them from a decent amount of range, and they not super fast buttons. Just look at the startup. Oh, actually, it's decent, 12 frames, and this is 8 frames, right? So up close, he has some stuff, but also the note that these kinds of characters do not normally have really great defensive options. And what I mean by that is they don't have really great ways to mash out. Like, look at his jab. His jab is 5 frames. The fastest jabs in this game are 4 frames, and as I'm testing right now, oh, he does have a 4 frame. What the fuck? Okay, this character stopped here. Okay, so he has one good. So down jab. So if you want to mash out, do down jab, not standing jab. So good that I learned something else. See, like I'm still learning my character, but this is beginner's guide. So, and oh, his sweep has no range. Like most people can walk up a bit and can sweep. He does not. So these are his JP's buttons. Oddly, he can cancel standing medium for some reason. So when you're trying to do anything, be within this distance, and your main goal is to so if you're in this distance, do standing medium, quarter circle medium, or fast, right? Or I don't know. Note that light is faster, obviously, gets them a bit further away. Medium gets them further. Heavy gets them way further away, right? But this can only happen from a specific situation. If you notice, I try to do it from heavy, it won't work. So you will want to go with medium most of the time. Now, what this move is this is a keep out move. This is something that you want to do. Like, you can't really throw it out too much. Look at how slow it is. From this range, you're better off just throwing heavy. And don't randomly do this. Unless it's like this version, you generally want to confirm. And what a confirm is you're pressing a button, and then... right? And you're negative, so they can punish you. So you want to find a great way to confirm, or unless if you've seen someone mess up, do that, right? So you get a short combo. But if you did someone mess up, let's say full screen, like this range, oh, did they press a button? Try to get used to doing this on reaction so they can be full screen. And that's how we get into JP's plan, right? So you're mainly just pressing buttons, but you want to use this button and this button into this to get people the way off of you. That's your goal at JP. When they're in this range, you know, this is a button check. You want to use this button or this button to keep them the hell away from you, and then go into this. Now, once they're in that range, immediately down, heavy, or down, medium, depending on the distance, right? So you say, oh, round start. Walk a bit. Boom. You want to do this. This is your main game plan as a JP player. This is what you should be doing. Delay it a bit. See, if you do it too early, it won't happen. Play it. Right? And he'll block it. He has to, if they don't block it, he'll get knocked down, right? So practice that a bit to get that down. See, if you're getting it, Luke should be blocking it, right? They can't jump it. They can parry it, but they don't really get a lot. And that's kind of your game plan. Another thing you could do is send this little guy right here. And so that's the main thing, right? You want to keep people and just keep doing this. Consider your game plan as JP. Your basic game plan. I know it can be annoying, but that's how he plays. I mean, it's good for, like, it's okay. If you want to play a different way, that's fine. Just know that you're gonna struggle and not gonna do stuff. So this is a bit cheesy, but people will eventually find a way out of it, and I'll tell you how to deal with it once the troops try to get in. But when they're trying to get in, remember, you do this one, and let's say they jump or parry. Boom. Just know that when you do these, there's a very specific range. Look at this. It's not right in front of them, but it's a bit in front. And then medium is, there's always gaps. So know that people are within your gap. So say you do this, he blocks, he walks forward a bit, walk back, and then do it. And it'll be right there. Right. So it's okay. You don't have to play like, it can only work so much, right? Because people can walk in and outside your spaces. Yeah, that's the weakness. People don't realize that they don't follow you. Yeah, so if you've ever had a problem, just walk back and do that, or walk forward and then do the medium version. The whole point of your footsies with JP is walking and deciding when to do this, because this is your fastest one. But if you do get a knockdown, optimally you should do this one. This guy right here. Now the way this guy, he's a quarter circle motion. If you do the heavy kick version, that is a low, they have to block low. You do the medium, that is an overhead, they have to block it standing. And that's just a regular one. So you want to switch between the overhead and the low one. I should mention that the overhead one is slower, they can react to it. You want to throw this out once you've conditioned them to block. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this one should be the fastest one. I see a startup 43 frames, startup 47. So yes, the one that is going straight is faster, but not by a lot. So do know that if you want to check them, so let's say you do a knockdown, throw this guy, and you see you don't even have to time it. By the way, it's still your turn. Oh my god, that's crazy. So again, I say practice this one so you can get used to doing it and get your timing. And then once you know that you're good, you can do that one, right? But this is the better one. Boom, send that out. Oh, and the thing is, they'll stand there, right? So let's say you hit them with this one. It knocks down. Nothing. So if it knocks down, boom, just pierce, right? And you sometimes can combo from it. See, there you go, and that's your plan. Send the little ghost dude out, down, pierce. Send another one, get them to guess, and it works either way. And there you go. That's the basic game plan you should be going for, and it works mid distance too, by the way. Like, see right here. But make sure you get used to doing down medium. And it won't combo, but you can check them, right? So it's a good way to. They're trying to, if they're not blocking. They're blocking, cool. The thing is, now that, let's say they get into this distance. This is a bit slow, so you want to mainly start doing this. Like walking in distance and doing this. Are they past medium distance right here? Congratulations, now they're within range of these buttons. But remember, medium, when they get medium, the medium one works when they're in this distance, right? Like say a bit, like they're just behind it. This is the only button that'll reach. That knocks them right into the distance for this. So this is like your check button. Oh, they're too close? They'll still be too far, right? So you want to pay attention. Like, oh, are they barely out? Right? Like, say you're moving around. You want to check. This is a good button to check. Let's say you're moving around, right? Remember, don't hold back. Say walk back. Oh, I missed. Or, oh, I got him, right? He gets a bit in. Oh, they got in, right? Cool, we're good. Oh, crap. Okay, I want to see the distance, right? So you throw this out. Like, you can walk back. Throw this if they get in distance. Walk forward. And you're like, okay, cool. I realize where he's at. Boom. If they're out of stick range, down medium. They're in stick range. Oh, now they're in it. You're good. That's the space you want everyone to be. Out here, it's like, oh, immediately. So by the way, round start, you can just do that. But do know, I believe they can jump or just walk forward and avoid it. So there is a risk of doing this round start. This button, not so much. You can just walk forward and press that, and you can catch them doing something. So the strat is either do that round start or that. And no, now you're not about. Boom. They're in that distance. And remember, if you do that, send the little dude, get them to guess. Oh, cool. And okay, let's say they block that. Well, not really. It's up to you. If you want to do another one to check if they're walking or blocking, on you. Do you want to send the little dude? Go for it. And more important, if they're trying to jump, now in here you have to really think. This is where the mind of zoner types come that people really underestimate. Once someone has blocked your stuff, now you're actually playing a game. You as a zoner have to predict what your opponent has to do. You can either play safe, and the only thing JP, and the thing is JP, unlike other zoners, doesn't have something that covers him. People don't really realize this is his weakness. The second they block this, right, they're good. Even if you can walk forward, you're no longer in range of this. This is reactable. They can literally jump over it, and you just gave them free space. So you have to really think about how you want to keep your opponent away from you. You can actually, a good idea you can also do, let's say you get a knockdown, right? Just close the distance and get them against the wall, and then start playing this range, right? You go to them, push them out, boom. Now we're playing the game again. Now we can walk forward. You generally want to push them. JP does really good if you push them against the corner, by the way. So if you find yourself that people actually get in on you, get in on them, and then press medium. So watch this, right? We're gonna do round start. Boom, look at that. You still have advantage. And even if they get in on you, they're not close enough to where they can do anything. But now they'll be close enough for you to do this. Remember, back medium. And you can confirm this, send them further away. What a confirm is, by the way, is that, see how you press it one time? You press it 1, 2. You can use that. You can use the visual, like, did you hit once, 2? And you do, that's enough time for you to do a quarter circle. And medium. I don't know about heavy. I can check. Heavy will not connect. We never always do medium and light. Light is a panic. Medium is what you're doing for combos, by the way. So if you see someone like, oh crap, I want them away from me, punish. Boom. All right. Again, you primarily send these little guys out. But let's say you do get them and you're like, okay, I'm keeping them away. They're getting a block. He has another one. That is a command grab. It is inescapable. And it can be a bit hard. Now, the thing is, remember, you can use these even when you're here. So you can mess with people. So even within your this distance, like I said, these buttons are there to check. You want to check first where your opponent is, and then just send some dumb stuff, right? Like, just get them to block. So remember, quarter circle light, because he has the fastest one. When you're in this distance, send this guy out. And then remember, that's what this exists for. If they're out of this range, down, down, light, you know, poking distance, down, down, light. And this guy right here for wit. And he activates, by the way, as soon as he's right next to you. So if they're really close and you don't want to press buttons, send this little guy out right here. By the way, remember, he's slower than your buttons. That's what I'm saying. Use your buttons to check them. Get them to block. Then once they're blocking, start sending this little guy out, you know, or be like back medium, little guy out. And once they start blocking, send this guy out. This catches them if they're blocking, right? You catch them, and look at that. They are now full screen, and you've reset the meta. And that's what you really want to do, is remember, buttons first to get them to respect you. They're close, back medium's your button. If you want to panic, jabs, right? Jabs are for panics, and then immediately start doing this, right? Let's say, oh, panic, panic, right? So down jab, panic, panic. That's to check them. Back medium should still reach. Remember, do 2. 1, 2. They're away from you, right? So if you want to panic, oh, cool. They're checking them. All right. And that's up to you. If you think they're going to block, do that. If you think they're going to block, pay attention to your opponent's tendencies and what they want to do. And that is the beauty of zoners. It is a bit, I feel like it's more methodical than a grappler. I feel grapplers are too gambly, because at least with this, you can play something safe. I can throw this guy out and be like, okay, I'm good. I don't have to gamble at all. So be very careful. Do not commit to something like that, because you can get mad punished. And even this guy, like I said, he is fast, but this is faster, right? Like, and seeing that actually combos. This one doesn't. And yeah, that's all it really is. That's a mini JP guide to start you out. I don't want to give you guys too many buttons. It's good that you have to get comfortable with the character, right? And remember, this is just like, boom. It's a big boy combo. It doesn't reach peak distance, but yeah, that's it. That's what you want to do. This is only to be used. Remember, medium, when you're confirming from back this, or you know, let's say they did something like from a decent range, right? They whiff DP, counter hit, boom. That's what you want to do it for, right? Remember, back and heavy are your combo ones. Same with this one. I believe this is a low. I could be wrong, because he normally can't. So that's your low. If they're not blocking low, hit him with that. So pay attention. Oh, his overhead is also, by the way, forward heavy kick outside of the little dude, right? That we've established. So if you want to get up close and get them when they're blocking low, and you can do a grab. Grab's really good for him. And yeah, that's about it. That's all you really need to know with JP. Also, his jump and heavy kick is really good. Oh, as far as anti-airs, I'm trying to think, what is his anti-air? This is the closest thing he has. That's the last thing I need to cover. I don't think he has any good anti-airs. Oh, this is, I guess, his anti-air. So down heavy is your tool if someone jumps in on you. It doesn't seem very good, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's about it. That covers basically JP's game plan from a very low-level standpoint. Hopefully, some of you guys found this useful. Yeah. And don't focus too much on his combo trials. I'd say do his beginner ones, but remember, don't focus on anything longer than 3-hit combo. And as you guys